Hey YouTube,
Hey.
It is Lisa
And Idra.
and we are two peas in a vlog. Did you guys miss us?
We missed you.
I missed you. You're so
Missed
cute.
you. You're cute.
You're so cute. Oh my god, you're cuter. Okay, anyway. So guys, we are back and we're back with a topic. What's the topic, Idra?
How to deal with family and friends who don't approve of your marriage.
Got this topic from a great friend of ours, and we thought like this was really a dope subject because it's a subject that kind of crosses all boundaries. Everybody's kind of been through, even if it's not a marriage, maybe a relationship where you had a relative or a family member or a parent or a friend who didn't agree with the relationship that you were in.
Right.
So for me, I think that I've never really had one relationship that one particular group of people or persons didn't agree with. So I guess I can count myself lucky in that particular scenario. However, I did have a scenario, I have had a scenario where people in general just don't like the fact that I'm gay. Like how I dealt with it is a long time ago when I first started going to church. A friend of mine told me, and some people might disagree with it, but it worked for me. So take what you want, as I said in our other video. Take from what we tell you today, use it for what works for you, and what doesn't, don't use it. But anyway, she told me that sometimes you have to take people and you have to literally put them in a box, bury them, proverbially, bury them, and then deal with them in the level of like how you would deal with someone who you've lost. Put them in a category and then deal with them on that door front. So that's kind of what I did. I started taking people, putting them in boxes, and burying the relationships that I had had with them in the past, and started basing my relationships on the person that I was at that time. So at that time I was probably like 24, 25, 100 years ago. And I said, okay, my Aunt Pearl, I'm gonna put you in a box and I'm gonna bury the relationship that I've had with you from the time that I was born until 25. And the relationship that I have from you, that from this point going forward, is going to be on my terms. It's going to be based on the Lisa that I am today. And you need to get to know me for who that Lisa is. And if you can't, I still love you, but you can't stop my perpetual motion. And I basically went through my family with everybody, my mother, my sister, everybody. And I continue to do that even now. Sometimes I have to do it with my kids because they're older. They have their own opinions about things. And they think because I'm mom that they can just voice those opinions. And I'm getting to a place where even with them, I have to bury some of the relationships that we've had and put them into different categories now because they're no longer 5, 6, 7, and they need me to guide them through their lives. They're 20, 22, and they're making decisions for their lives the way they want to make those decisions. Yes, even up until today, Idra and I were trying to, talk my 22-year-old through some stuff, but we had to kind of we both just kind of stopped talking at one point because I think we both realized it's her life.
She's not a baby.
She's not a baby. We have to allow her. I can't fall for her every time it's time for her to fall. I can't get up for her every time it's time for her to get up. I have to allow her to have those bumps, bruises, and dings so that she has her life and her story in this life. So that's kind of the things that I've had going on. Like I said, not really just one person per se, but several different scenarios. And I just got to a point where I just said, enough is enough. I've lived my life for ABC amount of time for them. Now I'm going to live my life for me. And that's what I do now. If you don't like me, okay, I love you. Maybe we can't talk on the phone every day. Maybe we can't be besties. But I'll be the best, fill in the blank, that I can be to you on my terms. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Some people I talk to all the time. Some people I don't talk to at all. But at the end of the day, when I lay my head on my pillow, I am the most at peace with myself because I'm not allowing someone else to drive my life.
Okay, so my story is a little different with family and friends and how I dealt with, and have dealt with, probably will deal with people along the way as we move closer and closer to the wedding. I have a lot of religious friends and family, and I have some spiritual friends and family. Now, I used to be very religious, which caused some conflict. My belief has not changed. I still believe in God. I still believe that Jesus is my Savior. That has not, it's never changed. But what did change was me moving from the act of believing to actively seeking. Now that I've moved into my adult life, I had to come to grips with who I was. And in coming to grips with who I was, I no longer allowed someone to be able to tell me what was right and what was wrong. I began to seek on my own. So in dealing with family and friends who say, Idra, we love you, we are so happy that you're happy. However, I don't support you because you're going to hell, or because God said, well, first of all, if you want to take that journey with me, be prepared for what you might hear. Because my quest in understanding myself and my pursuit of being happy within myself started on a spiritual level, because I had to get okay with God. And I had to understand that God still loved me in order for me to have a heart to love someone else. Because what I had been told was that God didn't love me. And what I had been told was that I wasn't good enough as I am. That I had to be what everybody else said I had to be in order for me to be accepted in God's eyes with who I gave my heart to and whose heart I accepted. And that didn't sit well with me. My spirit was torn apart and I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. I knew I had to shift some things because it was a life or death situation here. And so I had to choose life. And in choosing life, I chose God. And in choosing God, I chose to be authentic. And in being authentic, I found the love of my life. And that's my wife sitting next to me. So how do I deal with people who say that they can't accept me for who I am? I say, I'm sorry. You know, if you don't understand that what you see is authentic, unapologetic love between two people, and you can't understand that and you don't support it, I don't make it mandatory that you do. It just tells me the conditions of your love for me. That's okay if that's where you are. But I'm going to love you unconditionally. There have been family members' weddings that I have gone to that I haven't necessarily thought were good, or I hadn't necessarily thought were, I don't know if they should get married yet. They're not ready. Some things, something ain't right. But I saw that the two of them, had a level of love for each other that they chose, and they believe that God had steered them to their place. And it's not my place to judge whether or not that relationship is going to work or that relationship should happen. And I attended because I could celebrate their love. If I couldn't celebrate their love, then I wasn't going to go. I'm just saying. So for me, coming into this relationship and Lisa and I moving to the places where we are in our life, I've never sought God more in a relationship. That's our journey. That's our take. I have a lot of family that's not exactly happy that I'm marrying a woman. They're happy that I'm happy. so they say. Have a real intense, deep love for each other, and that both of our hearts are in the right place for and with each other. They can see that, they recognize it, and say, for that we do love her, but I would be so much happier if you were with a man.
Which is crazy to both of us a lot of the
Very
times,
crazy.
because we're like, you could see our love for one another. You can acknowledge out of your mouth that you guys work really great together. You make each other happy. But so it's like crazy. If you can acknowledge that I make her happy, you've never seen her more happy. You don't know me, but you can tell that I'm happy and I glow when she comes in a room. Why does there need to be anything else? Because at the innate center of what we're really charged to do in this life is love.
The loving part about it is you're upset because she has breasts and so do I.
Oh, I do?
You do.
Shut up.
That's why you're upset. But it's so funny that when we're absent from our body and we're present with God, that spirit doesn't have a sex. It doesn't. A lot of this is a totally different topic that we might need to dive into, because it is something that we do constantly get questions about, just from our peers, from our girlfriends, from our guy friends who are also gay, but are also in the church. But we constantly get questions about these things, and so we want to make sure that maybe it's something we need to dive into. If you would like to have that conversation with us about being gay and being a Christian, or being gay and having a higher power that you know is greater than you, and how can you, a lot of people say, how can you be gay and be a Christian, or how can you be gay and believe in something greater than yourself? We can talk about that, but for this topic today, because we totally went, how do you deal with it? How do I deal with it? I deal with it by loving anyway. I try to be the best Idra I can be for them, for me, first of all, and in my excess, loving them, which is what God charges me to do. And I try my best not to get offended. It's very difficult because, like, my cousins are like my sisters and brothers. And the fact that some of them may or may not be there kind of can be tough. The fact that none of them will be in my wedding is kind of tough because we're all in each other's wedding. In any relationship, you make a decision to unite with someone, you leave that family and you create your own. And so we've created our own family. I have my wife. I have 3 beautiful daughters.
More subjects.
Yeah, if you have more subjects, definitely let us know.
Put them in the
comment
comments
below. We would love to hear from you, some of the things you would like for us to talk about, so that we can continue to dive into things that are very pertinent for our community, and for people, period, because I think this isn't just a lesbian couple thing, or, you know, a gay couple thing. I think it's a people thing, because we all deal with people who we all deal with people who say, what are you doing, and why are you doing? So I think this is a people thing. You know, we have a hard time celebrating other people's joy.
Right.
And sometimes because we don't have our own. And we didn't have a whole lot of people celebrating us, but we celebrated ourselves.
And we want to celebrate you guys. So please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And most importantly, come back and see my beautiful wife. And don't forget to love, learn, and laugh every single day. And please, 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 please come back and check us out. See you guys soon.
Bye.